Mortimer, we're back.
Welcome back to the Down South Philly Show. I'm your Down South Philly co-host, Dom. It's your other co-host, DP.
In the building. Tell them what's on the gun line, boss. What we got on the docket today?
Man, look, it's Sunday, October the 27th. The Eagles just took on the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, went on the road, and got a dub. So this is our post-game reaction. Now it's the late game getting ready to come on in a little bit. So this is the same day reaction. Just our initial thoughts on the game. Now we could come back later if we have more thoughts on the game, but this is our initial thoughts on the game right now. So with that being said, the Eagles go in and put a dub on the Cincinnati Bengals. The final score, what was that final score? 34 to
37-17.
Yeah. So, how you feel about the game? What was your thoughts going into the game and versus what ended up happening in the game?
Mortimer, we're back. But nah, going into the game, I was feeling real confident about it because I think we've been able, over the past 2 weeks, I saw some good things that we were able to build on from a defensive standpoint. And on the offensive side of the ball, I felt like we was finding a groove with the running game and what we can build off of the running game. So going into it, I saw a clear path for us to win this game by keeping it on the ground, staying clean with Hurts, and continuing to build upon our defensive performance. And that's exactly what happened. We went in there, and on defense, it was more of a bend but don't break. It felt like we was right there, pressure wise, getting to Burrow, but we couldn't quite get there. And every time we didn't get there, he made us pay for it, especially when we were sitting back in zone. I think we were very fortunate that we didn't have to go up against both Chase and T. Higgins. I'll take that. I won't apologize for him not being out there, but that definitely helped us out a little bit. But for the most part, Vic Fangio's defense still finding ways to adjust and shut teams down, hold them to 17 points. That's a hell of a feat. On offense, we seem to have finally figured out. Again, we started slower, but technically on that first drive, the Bengals had the ball for so long that we didn't get the ball back till it was 3 minutes left in the first quarter. So I still count that as us scoring on our first drive, even though it technically wasn't in the first quarter. It's just when we got the ball, we would have had to score on like 2 plays in order to score within the first quarter. So I'm starting to see progress on both sides of the ball. We've been able to put 3 wins together, so feeling real good about our chances with Jacksonville next week. And it's time to enjoy this win. That was a good football team we beat today.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said. That was a good football team we beat. Their record don't really show, but they are good. They just haven't had a few things go their way. But if you look at the games they have played, they played pretty much a lot of teams real tough. They had a game they could have won in Kansas City. They had a few other games that they could have won that just didn't go their way at the end. But at the end of the day, the Cincinnati Bengals still got the that same threat of offense. But with T. Higgins being out today, for the people who really got something to say or feeling some type of way about, T. Higgins went out there though. I don't see those same people making excuses. We lost AJ for first 3 or 4 games. Well, not the first 3 or 4 games, but about 3 or 4 games, and I don't see people bringing that up when they criticizing us. So I don't want to hear nothing about no T. Higgins. We just play whoever out there on the field. We can't control. We can't. Hey, hold up. We want to play y'all when T. Higgins comes. We can't do that.
Right.
we couldn't say, hey, we want to, postpone this game to AJ leg get healthy. So, it is what it is. But, overall, just my thoughts on the game. We played a pretty good game. Came out in the beginning. Burrow kind of was having his way with the defense. And it was one of those situations where I think they had maybe 2 possessions in the first half. We had like 2 possessions in the first half. So it was one of those games where we both was taking long drives, taking the ball down there and scoring. Mm-hmm. I knew, going into the half, I think it was tied up at 10-10, which is basically a brand new ball game when you come from the half. You got a clean slate. It's almost like 0-0. You got 2 quarters to play, see who wins. But I knew it was gonna come down to who made the best adjustments and who made the least amount of mistakes, especially how close we was playing each other. Like I said, either one of the defense in the first half was really top. Both teams was going on long drives. In the second half, we pretty much held it down. Defense pretty much held it down. We started it getting turnovers, stopping those guys on downs and stuff like that. Defense was stepping up. Offense started getting in the rhythm. We started running the ball a little bit more. I didn't like, I think the first drive we came out, we started running the ball. And then when we get the ball on the second drive, we just started dropping back and throwing the ball a lot. So I didn't really like that part of the game. But, it seemed like once we started getting into the rhythm of like running the ball, passing the ball, they were playing off each other. We started getting into a rhythm. Hurts had a good bit of runs this game. He actually had some seams. He was making some plays. I think a lot of times when Hurts, number has been called to run the ball, it's been a lot of predictable situations. So he hasn't really been running like he used to, or getting a success in the run game like he used to. But today, I just feel like the plays were probably called at a more favorable time, and we actually was executing better. So I did like that. I feel like we used the brotherly shove when we were supposed to. It seemed like we kind of was, I ain't gonna say we was getting away from it, but in the season that we had the most success with it, the season we went to the Super Bowl. Crap out here. But the season we went to the Super Bowl, we would get 3rd and short, we gonna go ahead and QB sneak early. Mm-hmm. And if we don't get it, we know we can do it again on 4th down. I felt like we got back to that this game. Even when we got down to the goal line, we ain't get cute.
Yep.
QB, we keep QB sneaking that thing. One of them gonna go in. Mm-hmm. I feel like that we gotta lean on what works for us. We can't be looking at, hey, we need to throw it right here. We need to do what works for us. We can't just be getting too cute. Do what's gonna work. Do what's gonna get the points. So now we're in a position where like the floodgates could open. We go ahead and we getting our mojo back. We getting our confidence back. I said last stream, I felt like one thing we were really lacking was confidence. We got the team. We got the talent. Now we just need for the coaches to do their jobs and for the players to believe in the scheme and believe in themselves and believe we can win these games.
Hey, you can put it on Do Not Disturb, the MacBook.
What is it?
Should be where you can do it at the top. I don't know, it might be different now that we're recording though.
Anyway. But yeah. Damn phone calls. But anyway. I just feel like we kind of getting our mojo back now. But I like what we was doing on defense. Defense stepped up. Fangio called a pretty good game. Like I said, it looked like it might have been going to get out of, not necessarily get out of hand early, but it looked like it could have been somewhat of a shootout. But, defense ended up stepping up, getting turnovers. And we actually capitalized on it on offense. That was the difference in the game. We got the turnovers, but it wasn't just a turnover. We took the ball down and capitalized on it. Yeah. Once you get Big Mo on your side, don't let it go. And so we took advantage of having the momentum, and it just seemed like everything in that second half just started to go our way. So, overall for me, it was a good game. I like the game plan. We didn't do any. Oh, and then let me speak on this too. Isaiah Rodgers came into the game when Slay got hurt. I think that was a big difference in the game as well, because on that play, it was a play where on the right side of the field, Burrow tried to throw a deep ball. Isaiah Rodgers, tips it over to CJ. He gets an interception. Now, if Slay in the game, y'all know Slay could get caught looking in the backfield sometimes.
Or he might just be going for the pick itself and drop it.
Yep. So, sometimes he might get caught looking in the backfield. He might just, he ain't never not on the receiver, but he might have gave up just that little bit of separation and maybe dude get the catch or whatever. But I'm just saying that to say that Isaiah Rodgers is a playmaker, man. Now, I'm not saying take Slay out, put Isaiah Rodgers in, but I ain't gonna be mad as a whoever on the field. They both can make plays. So I think that was a huge turning point in the game, just having Isaiah Rodgers in at that point. I think Slay was hurt. So he came in and took advantage when his number was called. We got an interception right there. So that was one of my favorite plays of the game. We also got a fumble. We really couldn't get to Burrow. It's like we was right there, but Burrow just kept being Houdini, man. He kept just getting away. We couldn't really get our hands on him.
Slippery, son.
Yeah, he was slippery. We just couldn't really get our hands on him. It's like we was right there, but we couldn't really get our hands on him. So pretty much all I got on the game, man. I like the outcome of the game. A nice 20 point dub. Could have been more, but I'll take what we got.
Absolutely. It feels like we, for the first time in a long time, been able to string comfortable leads together, back-to-back leads at that, along with it just being 3 games in a row in the win column. So I never take none of that for granted. But if you had to choose one player, who getting the game ball today?
The game ball. Who get the game ball today? I'll say Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. I'll say Jalen Hurts because that was the type of game where you couldn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
I'll say him for that simple reason. That was the type of game where, like, it's a tight game. It's a good offense on the other side. You don't want to give him any more extra opportunities. I feel like he took care of the ball. He didn't throw an interception. He didn't fumble. He didn't take no crazy sacks. So I had to put that one on Jay. I would give Jalen Hurts for me, he would get the game ball because it was him taking care of the ball that kept us in the game. Because, like I said, I felt like coming back from halftime, the difference in the game was going to be whoever made the least amount of mistakes. And the Bengals kept making mistakes. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow threw an interception. They fumbled the ball. We didn't do none of that. So it was that kept us in the game. And I think Jalen Hurts was a huge factor in that. So for me, it would be Jalen Hurts. What about you?
Game ball. Man, I want to give a game ball to Vic Fangio, man, for just calling a masterful game. Even though in the beginning it looked a little shaky, but that side of the ball get paid too, and there is no better connection in the league than Joe Burrow and Chase, being the way they move Chase in the slot, and he basically was on every player that we had outside of a damn DB. So for us to figure that out,
they schemed that up.
Yeah, to be able to figure that out and hold them boys to 17 points, that's a hell of a feat, especially for how we look defensively coming out the gate. So my game ball go to Vic.
Yeah, I mean, prior to this game, we had 2 games in a row where we didn't give up a touchdown. Now, I knew we wasn't going to get out this game without getting scored on. Gingles' offense is just too good, but to hold them to 17 points was good, especially when our offense can score like we can't score. it's up to us to be who we are and do what we.
Especially early.
Yep. And so we did what we were supposed to do. And the thing about our team is we good when we play complementary football. When the defense can get turnovers like we got today and keep getting the ball to the offense, 9 times out of 10, Hurts and the boys gonna make something shake. Yep. So we actually did that today. I agree with what you said. Fangio made some great adjustments. Shout out to Kuba the Gene, man. He made some great plays in this game. He did drop an interception, but at the end of the day, he broke that pass up.
That's what our rookies do.
Right. He broke that pass up. Then he had a clutch tackle, man, on Chase in the open field. They had Chase going in motion. He motioned into the right side. He get halfway to the right side. He act like he going back to the left. Hurry up and go back to the right. They hike the ball. The whole time Dean is trying to follow him on the defensive side of the ball. So now Chase is streaking over here to the right side, about to be wide open. In those type of situations, 9 times out of 10, Chase gets that first down. Not only did he not get the first down, but Dejean came up. I mean, he hit him right away. As soon as he got the ball, I mean, he was on him. So a lot of times they break that tackle, or they just elude their defender, or they just got the ball so quick the defender don't get over that time, man. Dejean got there in record amount of time. He got right there, boom, made the tackle. No yak, no nothing. So shout out to he had like I said, he had a couple plays in this game that he made. But man, just shout out to the whole defense holding their own. Gesicki was out there tearing us up. That's one thing I didn't like. So we're gonna have to go watch some film and make sure Jacksonville don't come out there and do the same thing with their tight. Because Gesicki was tearing us up. I'm talking about every play. I can imagine if T. Higgins would have been out there. Him, Gesicki, and oh my God. Oh my God, but them boys held it down though.
Yep. Only held them to 7 points in the second half. So
7 points.
That's really all. That's really all we can hope for.
Yep. 10 in the first, 7 in the second. I in my mind, I was hoping, boom, after because Vic good at making them halftime adjustments. So I'm like, in my mind, these boys might not even score in the second half. So they came out, they got 7, but that was it. So just to hold them to the 7 for 2 quarters, that was good. So we can go into the next few games doing the same thing. We win this next game, we can go on a run. Like I was saying earlier, I think we're getting our confidence back, we're getting our mojo back, man. We just got to keep stacking these W's.
Yep, that's all I had. But I mean, man, great win. Eagles Nation, don't let nobody make you feel bad about this win because T. Higgins wasn't there. This was an amazing win, especially considering the fact that we didn't have Goddard, we didn't have Mailata, we didn't have Mekhi Becton. So I mean, we was hurt too, but somebody had to win the game. Yeah. Both teams was hurt.
Lane Johnson got hurt in the game. I just knew he wasn't coming back, but he ended up coming back. Hopefully he go get that taken care of and he be right for this Jacksonville game. Good thing we at home.
As long as we stick to our identity, we'll be fine. Now that we actually have an identity, as long as we stick to that, our bread and butter, our burgers and fries, we'll be good to go.
Yeah. We got to stick to that run game, man. Saquon had a quiet 100 yards today on the game. Yeah, I think he had 108. I can't remember how many carries he had, but I didn't even realize he had 100 yards. I didn't even realize he had 100 yards. So he did his thing. I'm glad we ran the ball. Probably could have ran it a little bit more. It was a couple of plays I was mad we didn't run the ball on, but hey, we got out of there with the W, so I ain't tripping. They just don't need to make that a trend. Run the ball. Don't get away from it. Don't get away from
a road win.
Saquon was breaking off some nice little chunk runs too. 8 yards here, 10 yards here, 12 yards there. Now they got him a couple times behind the yard, but that's gonna happen. You just gotta stick to it.
Saquon the engine now.
Keep
Saquon
running.
is the engine to what we do offensively. Like we should run all things through Saquon and then let that open up things for Smitty and AJ and God.
Yeah, I like his personality too. Like I
Yeah,
feel like he a good leader. He got good personality. He got a
he a
good
dog.
shoulder. He get the other guys hype. He boosts them up when he supposed to boost them up. You know,
He the
talk.
most he the most explosive back we've had
Yeah,
that I can remember. I can't remember us having like even Shady. Shady wasn't really all that explosive. He just was elusive. He was more elusive than anything. But like pure explosion, yeah. Saquon the most explosive back we never had that I know of.
right. Yeah, I think he. Yeah,
Yep. That's all I got.
that's all we got, folks. Now you might, we're gonna drop our daily, weekly, prediction posts. Our thoughts on the next matchup with the Jacksonville. We may revisit this if we got something else to talk about on the Bengals game one more time, maybe not. But till then, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon for notifications. We stream most of the primetime games, even if it's not Philly. So be on the lookout for us, man.
Peace.
Be in the streets, baby.